Hey everybody, imagine this. This week we were taking tests at school, and a student, she put her head down. She refused. She refused to take her test. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on? This was her baseline test to determine what it is she knows, where she is right now in her learning and her reading. And she refused. And so I said, "What's going on? How are you feeling?" And she said she wasn't responding. And so that's when I told her, I said, "You know what? On your scratch paper, I want you to write or draw how you're feeling and what you're thinking right now." And she drew a mad face and a sad face. This is a child that is struggling with reading ability and reading confidence. Reading is the outlet, it is the tool to help children express themselves and figure out what life is going to be like for them. And when I saw this child in tears because she knew that she struggled with reading, it broke me. I also had another child who, the first day of school, she came to me and said, "Will you please teach me how to read?" I just almost lost it. I was like, wow. First of all, you already know how to read. You may not be reading as well as you want to be reading right now, but you absolutely know how to read. If you can read CVC words, that's like consonant, vowel, consonant, POT, pot, TOP, top, then you are a reader. Now let's work on helping you read better. Some of us are blessed and born with, or blessed with children that have a natural innate desire to read and a natural ability to read. Some children don't have that, and we have to build that with them. But as an educator, I know the earlier we expose children to books and reading, the better off their outcomes will be. And when they get to me, so when I taught in middle school, when they got to me in sixth and seventh grade and were struggling with reading, that was heartbreaking. So I'm going to pause here to let people in because I try to hook you all when you come in. So I'm going to pause right now to make sure we get as many people in as possible. Thank you all. Thank you for showing up. But this is a very important episode of the Back to School Mondays, raising and maintaining confident readers. Reading isn't just about books, it's about confidence. And kids who believe they're good readers believe they're capable learners. They're willing to take more challenges, academic risks, because they understand what they're reading and they understand what the assignment is. But here's the truth, too many children start to say, "I'm not good at reading," or better yet, "I don't like to read." And that's a belief that sticks with them for life. So today I'm going to share with you how to build strong and confident readers. And if you already have someone in your life, a child that you know that always has a book in their hands, that's always reading, great. But let's make sure that reading counts. Let's make sure that they are really understanding, comprehending what they're reading, really not just staring at words and not having a clue about what's going on, but understand the power that they have in their hands. And when people start telling you what you can and cannot read, you know that reading must be powerful. My dad used to say something, I can't say it online, but he used to say something about reading. And if you in the silent generation, you probably know what it was. But it went a little something like, if you don't want somebody to know something, put it in writing. That's powerful. So, 3 ways to help build and maintain strong readers. First of all, let's redefine what counts as reading. People always say it has to be a novel. No, it does not. It does not need to be a novel. Your child should read whatever they want to read, as long as it's appropriate text, like content. But if they want to read a manga novel, or I don't know what you call it, manga, let them read it. If they want to read a comic book, let them read it. If they want to read a newspaper, let them read it. Okay, don't tell them what they should be reading. Let them read what they want. Why is that important? Because just imagine if someone told you every time you picked up a book or turned on the TV what you had to read or what you had to watch. It would get old and you would grow to not like it. But if you say, you seem like you're interested in gardening. Let's go to the library and get a bunch of gardening books. Guess what? They're going to start reading it. And as they start learning more about gardening, they're going to want to read more about gardening. And they're going to go read more things because they start to understand, oh, well, what is soil? What is compost? What is organic gardening? What are fertilizers? What's the harm in chemicals and stuff like that? They'll their knowledge, their curiosity will grow and will lead them to want to learn more about the topic. And so then they will what? Naturally want to read more books. And as they naturally gain more knowledge about a topic, they will want to read more complex texts because the things will get more challenging for them to understand. That's how you build a confident reader. Okay? So don't tell them what they should read. Ask them, what do you love to learn about? Let's go get some books, some magazines. Let's go get something to help develop that. When children see reading as a part of life, not just homework, they want to do it more. And right now we have this negative view of reading as punishment. Please don't do that. Please don't say go to your room and read for 30 minutes because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. You wouldn't want to do something if it was punishment. So don't make reading punishment. Reading is something to enjoy. You ask some people, they say, what is your ideal day? You're sitting there at the beach, drinking on some milk and reading a book. That is joy, not punishment. So don't make reading punishment for your child. Make it joyful. Also, pair reading with identity. Okay? Make it a part of who you are. In this family, in this house, we read. Let's drop everything and read on Sundays. But make it something fun. We read together. We do things together. Make it a family tradition or ritual. Maybe on Saturdays, we pick our favorite book, like we watch our favorite movie. Let's find a book that we can read a little bit, even just a 10-minute read aloud every week. That can open volumes of conversation and that can make their world different. And it's important, y'all, because I know sometimes when I'm in the classroom and I'm listening to my children, my students read, I'm like, I wonder if their parents have heard them read. And that's not to shame anyone, but that's to say, I wonder if the parent knows that their child is struggling. Because if you know, then you'll probably try to do things to help them overcome that struggle. There are so many free resources out there. Don't expect the teacher to do everything. We do what we're supposed to do during school hours, and some of us tutor and have other opportunities to do it. But there are so many free resources out there to help with reading ability, after school programs, and just online programs and tutorials they can use. I know our district uses blended learning. Oh, wow, it's almost 7 minutes afterwards. Blended learning. And they have programs that actually help children articulate, sound out words to become stronger readers. So we definitely want to do that. And lastly, we want to focus on effort, not level. Let's get away from this levels, okay? Because if adults was measured on levels, oh, you a strong adult, or you a weak adult, or you just a struggling, are you really an adult? Then we would have some problems, okay? So let's just focus on effort. Are you trying to pick up a book? Are you trying to do something better? Are you trying to read more? I had my students set goals today, and they said, I want to be a stronger reader and I want to do well in school. Well, what does that mean? What does that look like for your child? Talk to them about what they want to do in school. Talk to them about their goals, okay? Because when we build their reading confidence, that opens doors for so much more. We want to break the stigma of children saying, well, I'm a level 1, I'm a level 2, I'm a level 1 reader. Okay, I'm not reading that good. No, say, okay, this is my current reading level, but I'm going to practice vocabulary. I'm going to do more reading of magazines and other types of other genres with mom and dad so that I can improve. Let's celebrate persistence, celebrate effort, instead of focusing, oh God, what was that? That was a book. Focusing on the negative, what they aren't doing, focus on what they do. Okay, so don't say, okay, I know in the districts they say we want to read 20 minutes for every day. Okay, yeah, we got that. But instead of saying you got to go read your book for 20 minutes a day, say, hey, what can we learn about today? What can we discover in this adventurous book? Let's have a conversation surrounding this topic right here. Let's go read together. And that's how you can make reading fun. And for your already prolific readers, do it together. Make reading a discovery, something that they can look forward to. That's time they get to spend with you, doing something that maybe they didn't initially love, but now they're going to look forward to and enjoy. Okay, so let's make sure that we don't have to read in silence as well. Reading can be social. Y'all can read together out loud, act stuff out, read menus, restaurant signs, all of that stuff. Reading is everywhere. Just make sure your child is reading. When they read, they can expose themselves to 1.8 million words a year if they're reading 20 minutes a day. And that doesn't matter. Remember, it's not just novels, it's anything. So we want to make sure we're building confident students that like to read or that discover that reading is a joy and not a punishment. What are some ways you encourage reading in your house? Give us some tips in the comments and let me know what you're thinking about that. Tell me what some of your struggles are with your child, if you have any, and tell me what some of your solutions are if you have a prolific reader. We want to share and create this community of parents and everyone that are helping children be the best version. How are you doing? Be the best version of themselves and be the best person they can be each and every day. All right, next week we're going to be talking about motivation. So make sure you tune in because we're going to be talking about how to help children find their why. Why are they doing it? And it can't just be because my mama made me go to school every day. No. Why do you want to be successful? What does success look like for you? Let's build that internal, innate motivation so we can create a nation full of children that are confident readers, confident in themselves, risk takers, and that are compassionate and kind to each other. All right, take care, y'all. Thanks for joining. Bye bye. It's not touch screen. The computer's not touch screen.